Oh, hey guys, this is going to be the June update. Welcome to the Urban Farmer YouTube channel, and thank you very much for being around. I am going away in June. I'm actually going to Europe for 3 weeks, in basically next week. So this is probably the only chance that I'll get to do some filming at home. I did a bit of gardening preparation. I planted a couple of plants. I ended up planting some silver beet. I know that we eat a lot of silver beet. I also planted some celery because we love the celery soup and we make that a lot. We also love the spring onion, so I planted some of that too. I put 2 bags of manure in my garden. Now it's just one of those pellet manures I really like, and it does stink quite bad, I'm not going to lie. It stinks quite a lot, but it is really good. And my premise on that is that I usually put a lot of it during winter, and the reason for that is the rain really soaks it into the soil really well, and then I dig it a little bit into the soil too, so when it rains it breaks down really well, and then the plants really use that sort of food that's in the soil when it actually needs to during spring and summer. I really do want to have a semi-sustainable or self-sustaining garden. The reason for that is I don't really have to put too much effort in, and if it's self-sustaining and things grow to maturity, seeds fall down, and it just sort of keeps repeating itself, it means I don't have to put too much effort in, and nature's already doing its own part. The other thing that I have, which is good, is I've got a whole heap of kale. Kale is essentially spinach, so they gave kale, well, you know, a really fancy sort of name, but essentially it's just spinach. So I've got a whole heap of spinach in my garden, and the way that we use that is we essentially boil it down and we mix it with potatoes, and that's how we have our kale. I understand you can have it as chips as well if you so desire. I don't necessarily I didn't cook it so far, but in the future I might give that a crack too. And the other thing that I purchased was nasturtiums. Now they're the crawling plants that produce really nice flowers, and what those flowers essentially do is they allow you to basically eat them. You know, those flowers are very tasty. They've got like a little tangy sort of flavor, really good with salads, and they repel a whole lot of pests too. And the other thing that I did was, this was a while ago, I might have made a video on it or not. Maybe I have, I don't know, but basically I replanted a lot of the plants from the pots that I had in the front yard, and they have gone absolutely crazy. So it's been good, I don't know, maybe a month or something since I replanted them, and they've done exceptionally well. So I've got a pomegranate tree, which is just that one there. So that's my pomegranate tree right there, and that pomegranate tree is doing exceptionally well. It's actually flowering, and it's producing new growth, which I wasn't expecting, but it's doing fantastic. It's really good. And in this corner over here I have an olive tree, and the olive tree is also doing really well. I wasn't expecting it to do as well as it did, but it's doing really well. And over here is a feijoa tree, and that's also doing really well too. So it's just taken off. And then I've got a couple of other sort of things in the gardens down there. The other thing that I planted, I wanted to get some ground cover. Now, I think I did the video on this recently, and my ground cover for a lot of these plants and a lot of the garden bed is going to be some natives, so basically just ground crawlers that flower. But in between those I actually planted quite a lot of strawberries. Now I don't care whether the strawberries spread, as a matter of fact I do want them to spread. We don't have a massive amount of strawberries, but we do like to sort of go in the garden and pick a few here and there. So what else did I do? Well, I cut my grass, obviously. I'm trying to get the yard in some sort of an order, and then the way that I had it before was really good for obviously when Natasha and I were by ourselves, but it wasn't very kid friendly. So what we're trying to do now is trying to reorganize the yard as much as we possibly can, so it's a little bit more child friendly. At the moment, as you can see, there's a whole heap of space that he can play. Eventually when he starts sort of running around, he's walking, but he's not very safe when he walks. I think when he gets a little bit better, he'll be able to, you know, play in the grass. There's a whole heap of concrete area here, which is good. He'll be able to sort of ride his scooter and whatnot. Beautiful lighting there. Yeah, so it's a whole lot of stuff that I've been sort of doing, trying to really clean things up, and I really can't wait for all the grass to sort of grow really nicely, and I need to put some more seeds down. So it just, you know, covers the whole area really well. And then I need to eventually paint those boxes. I'll do that at some stage. But anyway, so I planted a whole heap of stuff. So my winter crops, it's basically just greens. It's really, most of this stuff is really just to keep you healthy during winter, I mean. you'll notice the onions obviously provide a whole lot of health benefits, as well as all the other greenery that we have. And the other thing is, I put 2 bags of manure all around my fruit trees, all around my vegetables, and the trees that I replanted. I didn't really do too much in the front yard, so there's really no point in showing you that. But in saying that, we did clean a little bit, so yeah, that's pretty much it. All up until next time, I'll probably do another garden update in July when I come back. But this is pretty much it for June. I won't even be here, so what I might try and do is I might film a couple of videos overseas. Yeah, send it to you guys, just sort of, see my journey over there. All up until next time, thank you very much for watching, and if you have subscribed, thank you very much. If you haven't, this is a chance for you to do so. If you like this type of content, you want to join this community, we're on Facebook as well, so in the description below you can find all of those details if you like. And yeah, we'll see you shortly. Thanks, bye.